our special guest, Mike Lindell. How are you?
Hello, Tom. Good morning. I heard you talking about docks there. I just got back to Minnesota. Are we going to have a fishing season?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. It's supposed to be 50 today, but then on Saturday it's supposed to snow and be 31. So I don't know what to tell you.
And you're coming back next week.
No, I'll be back in town tomorrow. Thank God. I get back home tomorrow afternoon.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to being back home. It'd be good. Be a good thing. Spend a lot of time. Well, you spend as much time on the road as I do. Well, you spend more time on the road than I do because you're all over the place. You go everywhere.
Yeah. I had quite a couple of weeks. Well, when I left here, it was a couple of weeks ago. When the vice president was here, I had a meeting with him and talked to him for about 40 minutes. And that's why thanks for having me on this morning. I wanted to talk to you about what I talked to him about, what we're launching here in Minneapolis, and with my foundation and this new recovery network where we have all these stories of hope where you connect the addicts, Tom, with my past being a crack cocaine addict, and I learned from that. The closer you get to someone your age and what they're, the drug of choice, then they'll see stories that'll be just like themselves that have made it through, and these amazing stories of hope and where to go for help and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea. You and I have been talking about this for a long time, and you and I are going to go on tour this summer around certain churches in urban areas.
Absolutely.
Certainly in my old neighborhood in North Minneapolis, there's a church on Logan, just south of Plymouth Avenue. I want to go over and see the Reverend over there.
We should do that right away when you get back. That'll be.
Yeah, we'll get it done next week. It'll be wonderful. So tell me more about it. So this is a program, a center. What are we talking about?
Yeah, well, what it is we're gathering stories of successes basically, so imagine an app where you're going to click on, you put in your age, you put in your what you're addicted to, and all these stories, your age and what you're addicted to will come up, so you'll be able to identify with all that they've all made it through. They're like alumni from Teen Challenge, Salvation Army, Union Gospel, other treatment centers that or whatever works for them to get them through, and then we're going to have towards when my book comes out and towards the fall, we're going to add mentors to this. You'll have mentors your own age that have made it through, and it's going to create a lot of jobs too. I've got a lot of call center jobs, a lot of mentoring jobs, and which I'm covering the overhead. But one of the things I wanted to get on this morning, we're starting the prototype here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and what I've found out, I've been working closely with the Salvation Army,
right.
And here they have a treatment center there. I mean, I'm going, you guys have, and they have, I've been sending people there. It's the best one there is. I mean, the success rate's amazing. But here, with all our addicts here, if you have anyone out there that's addicted to, it does have an addiction, well, here's a program where you can go in. It's free. They house you. You go to your treatment. There's no insurance needed. There's no Rule 25 required. They have over there's. I just talked to them yesterday. There's 50 some beds open. They teach you life skills. They job place you, Tom. You get out so you're inside and you're doing. They hire about half of their workers within when you graduate, and then also. So you're basically like an apprentice while you're in there getting help with your addiction, and it's amazing. Then they have I think he told me 50 or 60 companies from within the Twin Cities here that hire then right out of there, so you can you have all this job placement when you get out and these programs when you get out. But I could not believe with the addiction crisis stuff going on out there right now, here's a free program, and it's one of the most successful right under our noses.
You know what I love about that whole deal is that everybody talks about this. Oh, we need to give people this, and we need to do this for people. We need to do that for people. This is more like helping you help yourself, which is what I think is the answer.
Oh, absolutely. And another thing too, the program, it's you can be as minimum as 6 months, but they have all these tiers, all this stuff you do. So if it does take you longer to get through it, that's fine. And I've never seen anything like it. And I was in a lot of different treatment programs in my drug addiction and my addiction years, and this is the most amazing I've seen. I've sent people through it myself, and they can. If you have one out there, Tom, you mind if I give the number?
No, absolutely not. It's helping people.
If you're an addict that's out there right now, or if you have someone that's out there, they need help, and you can walk right in the door, you can call them up. It's 612-547-5690, 612-547-5690. And what an amazing program! And they, it's free. You don't need insurance. But it's not just, it's focusing on, the problems you had that got, the addicts, I've told you this before, Tom. I think we talked about it where, so many addictions come from things that happen, trauma and stuff during childhood. And and then to get those addressed and then a mentoring program that they already have this going on too. The mentoring program, you and I've talked about it. When you mentor someone, you're actually helping yourself.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. I've had several people approach me because, I talk about my anger problems, and I gave up drinking over 5 years ago. But I tell them always, they say, hey, I don't want to bother you. I go, hey, you're not bothering me. You talking to me about it helps me as much as it helps you. Right.
Absolutely. And that's and then they have counselors that have been through it. That means a lot too.
Yep.
That's where my recovery network, when we start that, and then my foundation where the, it's going to be a pass-through entity where 100% of the help goes or money goes to the person or whatever it is in need. But that's, it's not an entitlement or an entitlement program or whatever. It's just, it's a help. You might have certain blocks that you get, to get the help you need. And that's going to be an amazing program too, to help, where you don't have overhead, where the stuff, the needs are filled with 100% no overhead. So I'm pretty excited launching all this stuff in the next couple of weeks here, and starting in our own backyard here first. And I can't wait to get to Europe here, and we can help out. We're going to be helping out all the local churches and stuff too with from my company, with pillows and stuff, and other needs there, like going to your church that you went to back in the day or grew up where you grew up. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they invited me over there last year, and I went over, and they had homeless people they brought in to feed and to help out. And this one guy, he looked like he'd been on the street for a long time, and they went to just tell him how welcome he was. And this guy fell apart, started bawling his eyes out, and it just touched my heart. People out there, and they look. This minister, it's a woman. She's a woman. The pastor. She just does it to help people. There's nothing in it for her at all. Nothing.
Right.
And just like the Salvation Army helping people out. Yeah. And look, you tune in the news every night, and it's opiate addiction, opioids. It's this, it's that. I'm glad you're talking about it, but now we have to do something about it. And it's not just saying to people, "Oh, gee, that's too bad. Let me throw some money at you." That's not the answer.
Exactly, that's not the answer. And there's good things going on there like this Salvation Army treatment program. When I was talking to the vice president, we talked for about 40 minutes when he was here in Minneapolis, and private meeting, and I told him all these programs and that we were going to be starting here, and he was so excited. He goes, because and I know they work. I've been through my own addiction with crack cocaine, and it's and it's tough when you have someone that's a 22-year-old opiate addict. It's pretty hard to relate to a 50-year-old alcoholic, but imagine a story of hope his own age. It's like, why do you think they got those algorithms for like Match.com? All these matches. Well, if you get close to a mentor that's your own age, and he's going, wow, there is hope for me. There is hope, and it's going to be. I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing, and they hope to take my past and use it for good.
Yeah, well, that's what people should do, because You were a disaster, and now you're not. So you're a perfect example. That's just how it is. I got to tell you something, Mike. Yesterday, by the way, giving Dawn a title was a huge mistake. I just like to point that out. But I had to ask her a business question yesterday, and I was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh God, I don't want to do. It's Dawn of the Dead. I don't need doing that. You know,
She's right next to me, Tom.
Yeah, well. Whoops! I got caught. But seriously, it made me really, because I talk to her all the time. We joke around. All of a sudden, I had to ask her a business question. It's like, oh God, that's uncomfortable. But anyway, so
she's got those new titles going on, you know. Big shot,
Dawn. It's true, Mike. You're always welcome because this is all about. It's not about making money. It's not about the ratings. It's not about pillows. You're actually going out there. You're helping people out, and you and I are going to go on tour this summer. It's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and if there's anybody out there that's struggling out there with any kind of addiction, I mean, here's a place you can go to right today. With that treatment center, the Salvation Army is 612-547-5690, and I just want to help them out. And I just thought, what a weird thing that we have all this going on, and they have about a 50% occupancy rate there,
yeah.
And it's free.
Nobody knows about it.
Yeah, nobody knows about it. So, thanks, Tom, for letting me get some awareness out there. Salvation Army, they thank you, and God bless, and we'll talk to you next week. Maybe we'll try and get over to that church.
Yeah, we'll get that done, and thank you for hiring Dawn because no one else would.
Yep, you got it.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Dawn.
See you later.
Mike Lindell, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was all about, every time I talk to Mike, and I talk to him a lot, it's all about helping people. Michael Bryant's the same kind of guy. He's helping people out. I like talking to people who want to help. Mike Bilski's another one. I can go down the list. Sprinthal's a wonderful guy. That's the one thing about this job is getting to meet all these different people who start out as advertisers, but then I get to know them, and it's like, hey, look, the Walzer family does amazing things for people. There's a lot of great people out there doing great things for people. And it's not this, here, let me throw some money at you so you don't bother me anymore. Yeah, we'll take care of the problem. Let's throw money at it. Well, that's not the answer. Yeah, it's going to take money, but the money should come from the right people, the people who've done well in their lives. It's a wonderful thing. Mike and I were kidding. Well, actually, it was Mike and Catherine were talking the other night about how, according to certain news outlets, Mike and I are the worst two people in the state of Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which I love. That works for me. It really does.
I was at Southdale Mall the other day. I was leaving a shop, and I turned the corner, and I went, because there's a cutout of Mike is standing in the doorway of the My Pillow store there, and it scared the you-know-what out of me.
I understand exactly.
I thought it was him, and it was just, it scared me.
He's putting together a program here and letting people know about the Salvation Army does and has for how long now? Well over 100 years. I don't even know how long it is. Salvation Army is a wonderful spot, and they're doing this fantastic thing, and nobody knows about it. So, it doesn't cost you anything. They want to help, and we just want people to know they're available for you, which is great.